If your doorbell doesn't do this, you need a Vivint Smart Security System. Learn.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another weekly live stream where we're going to be chatting together for about an hour before The Mandalorian starts at midnight Pacific time. And then afterwards, we're going to hang out for a bit and discuss the episode and what we just watched. So let me know first if you can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat. Just type down there if you guys can hear me okay, if you can see me okay, if everything's fine. Oh, thank you, Landed Studios. I appreciate that. Lightsaber duel, who's down? Someone says, be right back. Okay. Oh, this is a good question already. But again, would you rather be Death Watch or Night Owls for Mando? I'd be more of a Night Owl. I think. I don't know. 1 hour to go. That's right, Gerard. That is right. Andrej M says, I still need to watch the D Plus announcements. Hope it's up. So many announcements today. We're actually going to talk about that for a little bit. I'm seeing five by five. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing yes. What did I ask that I'm seeing 5 by 5? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Did I ask something that the answer was? Sometimes I speak and I have like I'll lose track of what I can even what I even asked. I'm seeing yes, this is the way. Can't wait. Yes, you can hear me fine. Okay, cool. Very good. That's what I needed to know. So, first off, let's look at some of the announcements, some of the Star Wars, specifically Star Wars announcements that we got today. Because Disney Plus, this was the Disney shareholder event today, and it was insane. There was so much cool Star Wars, so much Marvel, so much Disney Plus. But today on this show, on this channel, we're gonna focus on Star Wars because that's what I do here. Also, say hi to my friends. My friends are here. We got Brad, BB Rad, Grogu, and S4D B4BY. Sad is here as well. Everyone's here. They're in low power mode, so they're not going to be making too much noise and interrupting. But I wanted them here anyways. As well as there's a what is that over there? And what is I just threw some stuff in the background just cuz. But let's I'm gonna go through just a little bit of not favorite YouTuber. What? That's awesome, man. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. 5 by 5 meaning clearly. I didn't is that code word? I don't I'm not the sharpest lightsaber in the satchel. Um Ahsoka, right? Okay, so let's get into all of that stuff. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna switch here into my slideshow. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now I think what I need to do is I don't want this camera. I don't want this one. Get me out of here. Get my ugly mug out of here. Oh, I don't want that one. I want a different camera. I don't want this face. I want the other one. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can swap this out for a better, perhaps, camera plus, please. No, whatever. That's fine. We'll live with this. So look at everything there on the screen. So much. Most of it's Star Wars. Like all but 3 things on there are Star Wars. Children of Blood and Bone is not Star Wars. Indiana Jones, obviously not Star Wars. And Willow are not Star Wars. Everything else on there is straight up Star Wars. So first off, let's look at how about we look at Visions. Now, what they said Visions was, if I remember correctly, was like an anime. So they've got a bunch of different like anime people coming over to do, I guess, like a different take on Star Wars stories. They didn't really specify if they're like brand new stories that we haven't seen or an anime take on Star Wars stories we already. I don't know, but it does sound either way. It sounds interesting. All right, next up, I'm gonna go back real quick. I'm gonna go back to Visions. Let's see if I can do it like this way. There we go. With Mando. Okay, we have a Lando series. Can you guys believe that? A Lando series. Ahsoka, of course. Rangers of the New Republic and Ahsoka are both around the same time as Mando. So they're all post Return of the Jedi, pre-sequel trilogy. And wow, just wow. I'm looking at the wrong camera. I forget I'm right here. But wow, just wow. Rangers of the New Republic that's as excited as I am for Ahsoka. Rangers of the New Republic actually kind of caught my eye a little bit more. But the one thing that I'm a little bit more excited for is Andor, the Cassian Andor show. I love the new logo too. The new like rebel symbol. I guess it's kind of a, I don't know. It reminds me of Quake, but either way, it looks really cool. Next up, I took some screenshots from the Bad Batch. Now, the Bad Batch looks. We saw a couple episodes of the Bad Batch, season 7 of Clone Wars. Now, I'm personally not a huge Clone Wars fan. Like, I like it okay, but I'm not gonna like claim that I love Clone. It wasn't my Star Wars. It's not my Star Wars. It might be for you, and that's totally cool. But Clone Wars has never been my Star Wars. I kind of missed the boat. My kids were super young. There was probably like a 6 or 7 year period there where the kids were babies, and I just didn't have time in life for a lot of like fun Star Wars stuff. In fact, I didn't like have my collection. I think I lost it all or sold it. I lost some of it, but I sold some of it. And I was not even in Star Wars, so I like grew up loving Star Wars. Kind of got rid of it in my early 20s, and then came back. And so now I'm like super fully back into the Star Wars world. But I missed Clone Wars as part of that. So Clone Wars has never been my thing. Next up, look, I like this because Camino. We're going to Camino. What do you guys think about that? We are going to Camino, right? So exciting. So exciting. Okay. Next up, we've got. This was just a cool screenshot. I just liked it. I was like, what is this planet? What is that ship? Weird triangle with a square thing on the back. I don't know what that is, but it looks cool. Next up, now this I thought was interesting. The architecture there on the screen, it looks almost like there's these little spires and stuff. It looks like Russian, like Moscow, kind of. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I think it looks really cool, and I love when I see earthly things show up in Star Wars. Like it's like the Star Wars version of something we know on Earth. I think that's really cool. I took a screen cap of this because it's a light whip. Look at that, a light whip. And who is that guy? That guy looks intense. Whatever that is, but it's like a lightsaber whip. I'm stoked for that. Another cool guy screenshot. Again, more of the architecture that looks really cool. I'm pretty stoked on that. Planet 9 is so cool. It is so cool. It is so cool. Oh, don't worry, you're not really late. The show hasn't started. You're an hour early, technically. Don says you enjoyed the Bad Batch. That's fair. I enjoyed it too. I did. Actually, I liked season 7 a lot. I've only watched it like twice because again, Clone Wars ain't my thing. But I did enjoy Bad Batch, especially that first episode. Oh, here's some theories here. Will you show it? No, Jake. So if you want to see the show on my screen, you're in the wrong spot. Sorry, bud. I'm not getting taken down again. I did last week. All right. So next up, let's look at. I don't know why I took a screenshot of this. I don't even know what that is. What is that? I don't know what. That's probably one I left up and didn't mean to. More the architecture. This was big. This, I think, was big. Fennec Shand is in the Bad Batch. Right? Who thinks that is cool? I got Milk saying Clone Wars not your thing either. And that's fine. Like, that's what's cool about Star Wars. And I said this last week is because now there's so much Star Wars, everybody's got a different Star Wars. Some people might just read the comics and that's it. And that's their thing, is just the comics. I'm going to adjust that camera a smidge. There we go. And that's fine. Like, for me, it was the original trilogy and the prequels. and now the sequel. Like, it's kind of all of it. I don't read a whole lot of the books. I listen to some audiobooks, but now with Disney Plus and all this other stuff, there's just so much. There's so much. I took this screenshot because those droid robot things. What are those? They kind of remind me of the Dark Troopers, except for they're white. But I don't know. I just saw it and I was like, that's kind of cool. Next up, this like shipyard, whatever this thing is, it really reminds me of Fallen Order. The first few levels of Fallen Order, where Cal Kestis is in that like kind of junkyard, which is a scrapper. That's exactly what that. See you later, Legacy Mall. But yeah, it just kind of like, yeah, it's cool looking. Drew says, I like the Clone Wars Rebels Mando characters are finally being in more films and shows, right? It's cool. I like the crossover a lot. Way too much to choose from, and I love it. It's a good problem to have. That's for sure. All right. Someone says, what is this? Does it start at 2? Crap, I've been refreshing. It starts at midnight Pacific time, 3 a.m. Eastern. So I don't know where you are, but whatever that means to you, do the math. That's when it comes out. It comes out in an hour, or rough 51 minutes from now. So yeah, do the math. What is a 3-clue system? I don't know. I have no idea what that is. Of course it's an old Star Destroyer. But look at the next photo. There's more of it. It's not just one Star Destroyer. It's a ton of Star Destroyers. Oh, here we go. Someone says those droids are probably white because they were training droids. There you go. Yeah, those droids look like the first gen Dark Troopers. They do. Is Fennec a robot? No, I think she just has some robot replacement in her stomach now that she got kind of shot and Boba saved her. So she's not full robot. But the same way when Luke lost his hand, they replaced it with a robotic hand. The same with Anakin. I think it's something like that. Jedi Fallen Order, right? That's it. How much left for the I don't know what you're losing me, Santiago. You've lost me. Have you seen the news on the Mandalorian? I don't know if there's news, but I mean, yes, Mr. Cake. There's a pre-order up for the Mando Nerf rifle. Looks cool. All right. Next up, another cool screenshot. I like this creature up here on the left, whatever that is. That's what interested me and why I took the shot of that. Again, another shot of Fennec. There was just some really cool stuff. I don't know who that guy is, but the white eye. I'm not thinking Fen Rao. I don't know who I'm thinking of, but I think I've seen him before, and I can't place where. Dianoga, right? It's got to be a Dianoga. It looks like a Dianoga. All right, and I think that might be one of the last things. Oh, Tarkin. Of course, Tarkin being there. Looks really cool. Droids! I took this shot just because I love the droids. And I was like, I'm always stoked to see new droids. I don't know what that is other than a big blast. Blurry screen cap. And I think, Cassie. Let's talk about the Cassian show for a second. Cassian and K2, it's like a prequel to Rogue One. It's like the story of how Cassian got where he is. It's like him in the rebellion, in the early stages of the rebellion, and we get to see it in a show. So I'm really stoked on that. Got Milk says we need more background on Yaddle. Oh no, I missed it. Where is it? More than the comic. Sounds like you watched Star Wars Theories video recently. That was a good one. It was a really good one. Bad Batch, the strong one. What do we got here? Ian McDiarmid reprises the Force Ghost Senator Palpatine and Common Rider Matoro episode nights. There's so much going on in what you're typing here. I wish I could put it all together. New season of the Clone Wars? It's not a new season of Clone Wars. It's like an offshoot of that. It's called the Bad Batch. Rogue One was depressing. Sure, everybody dies, but we knew that. We knew that going in. All right. Oh, here we go. It was Arabesh writing in your video today, or did you translate that wrong? I didn't have any Arabesh writing in my video today that I know of. So I don't know what you translated. Or if so, it might have been an accident, but I don't remember doing anything about 3-code system or whatever you put on there. Have you seen a title for this episode? I have not. If you know the title, let me know. Or, no, don't let me know. Don't let me know. Don't type it. Don't let me know. And if someone does and they ruin it, then they're a Move Milker. But don't. I want to be surprised when it comes on the screen. Cool? Cool. All right. Let's look more at Cassian here. This is kind of a blurry screen cap. There we go. What I really wanted to look at was the set. I don't know what any of that is, but it looks cool. I just took a screen cap because I was like, it looks cool. There's some kind of fight scene. I like that they're practicing with a mask. It's just interesting to see, like, in a 2020 world, everybody in this shot here is wearing a mask because that's where we're at. This set looks gorgeous, but I love that they're using practical sets, which is a little bit different. It's bad if I'm already yawning, but it's a little bit different that they're using big practical sets. From what we were shown, they used a lot for Mandalorian. Now, I'm sure in Mandalorian they use a lot of practical sets as well, but they used the volume. And in today's investor meeting, Kathleen Kennedy mentioned they're building multiple versions of the volume, this big room with like 360, almost 360 LED screens. So you can, like, in computer generate your set behind you, add some physical props, and you build a place to film that is completely surrounding the actors, so they're really there without having to go anywhere. This is an actual set they're building, which is a little bit different than the volume, but it is interesting to know they're building way more volumes. These are just some cool looking props. Look like a bunch of rifles. I think those are scopes, perhaps. This one, I just like seeing the costumes. I like seeing what they're doing with all the costumes, and they're putting as much love into the show as they would a feature film, is what he said in that clip right here, which we know because we're going to watch Mandalorian in just like 45 minutes. We know they put just as much love into the show as they do their shows. So yeah. I'm just stoked. Oh, here we go. White Eye is the strong clone. That's what you were saying, the strong clone. The white-eyed guy is the strong clone in the Bad Batch in disguise. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. All right, let's take a look at the next shot. I took this because it looks like a bar. It looks like a bar or a casino or like I don't know. It just looks like a shady place in Star Wars where bad stuff happens, and I'm here for it. Next up was some concept art that was on the screen. I think it was just kind of cool looking concept art, and I just wanted to take a look at it for a minute. There's just, I don't know. It's just art department war room. You see that right there? I'm stoked. I don't know. It looks cool. More art, but there's also art in real life stuff here. Notice the child on the top right of the photo, like right where my finger is, child. And then there's some other stuff down below. Those are real people. Looks like they're taking inspiration from different cultures from around the world and bringing it into the show, which is cool. Which is really cool. Ooh, next up, the creatures. I took all these screen caps because, like, look at these cool textured masks and creatures that they're building. These look really awesome. Weird hand with a lot of crazy nails. I don't know if that's part of the mask or what, but it looks cool. This caught my eye because it's a dog. I mean, it's not a real dog. It's like a statue of a dog, but still. I'm going to read the predictions in about 15 minutes. Comic Man says, are you going to read predictions? Yep. In about 15 minutes. And it'll take me about 15 minutes to read them. So I'm going to do about 15 of this, so another 14 minutes of this, and then 30 minutes of the predictions. And then the show will start. And then I'll do my reaction. Will happen live. That will not be on the screen. I will be on the screen. The show will not. So if you're here for that, bye, Felicia. See you later. And then as soon as it's over, however long the episode is, I'll wait a couple minutes so people can get caught up, make sure we're all on the same page, and then we'll just chat and talk together about what we just watched and what we just witnessed. So yeah, that's kind of the schedule for tonight. So we got about another couple more minutes of this. Not long, because I didn't take many more screen caps, and then I'll start reading the comments and your guys' predictions. All right, so there's another creature right there. He's got a big jaw. He reminds me of the Goombas from the Mario Brothers movie. I like the coloring on this droid. That is a really cool, peculiar colored droid. This one stood out. At first, I thought I saw Maz Kanata on the screen. And then I realized, like, no. That's like a mix of, like, almost Lobot, but not Lobot. And then look at the guy right here that I'm kind of covering up. It looks a little bit like, I'm blanking on his name. I would like to see the baby. What's his German sounding dude from Mando? It looks like him. I'm blanking on his name right now for some reason, and it'll come to me in just a second. But let's see here. This is another practical set that looks really, really cool. I just saw it and I was like, wow, yeah. I don't know what's going on with the circles. Has a little bit of a Doctor Strange vibe for some reason. That's just what I go to. I don't know why, but it looks cool. Next up, I took the screen cap because look at all the art everywhere. Look at all the costumes that they're trying out. I think they said there's like 6,000 extras or something. Like a lot of extras. I'm really stoked to see that. Did we get any idea how long this chapter will be? I don't think we've heard yet. But who knows? I'm guessing it's going to be a long one. I have a feeling it's going to be like 45 minutes. All right, next up, this is the artwork. This looks like it's set on like top of a dam, to block like a river. The shot right before this clearly looked like it was in like a dam. There's like a lake and then like water. I don't know. This was the one that showed after this, and I'm pretty sure they have to like blow up a dam or something. This one right here. Take a look at that. It looks like they're planning. There's Cassian, and it looks like they're in a room planning some kind of heist or some kind of job. My guess is they blow up that dam. That's my guess. I don't know. But it's an interesting, cool look at the concept artwork. Next up, we see them hiding from some TIE fighters. Very cool. And then him getting away on a swoop or a speeder bike. Swoops, either or. It's a mix of both, I'm sure. And this looks like it's a building, like a dockyard, like a shipping yard, where they're building huge ships. That looks really cool. That looks really, really cool. All right, I got just a couple more. And then we'll look at some of the other shows, talk about those real quick, and then jump into your predictions for tonight's episode. There's another shot. It looks like he's in an A-wing. That's a small cockpit. That's like an A-wing cockpit. Right? What do you guys think of that? All right. This one threw me off. Those are interrogation droids. Those black orbs are the interrogation droid that we saw Leia get interrogated with on the Death Star. And we see one guy on a bridge in what looks like a weird office cubicle. I don't know what's up with that. And then one more shot. Cassian. Just waiting there. Andor. Very, very cool. I'm so stoked for that. Now, back to this thing here. We talked about Visions. We got Mando coming up. They said Christmas for season 3. Kathleen Kennedy said Christmas. She didn't say fall. She said it'll be returning Christmas of 2021. I was hoping it'd be a little earlier, but season 3, she said Christmas. There's a Star Wars Droids show coming out. That it's a droid story. It's going to be animated, and that's really all they said. Not a whole lot to go off of. Oh. It's too early for me to be yawning. It's been a long day. Speaking of not much to go off of, Lando. We're getting a Lando series? I think they said this was a series, but all they did was mention the director. And I don't think they showed much unless you were at the investor meeting or whatever. So I don't know much about Lando. I couldn't find much on it before this. What else we got? Rogue Squadron, the movie. Now this, I'm pretty sure it's going to theaters. It's not direct to Disney Plus. It's going to be going to theaters. And it looks awesome. I mean, it doesn't. We don't know what it looks awesome, but we saw a teaser from the director. It's going to be the first feature-length Star Wars film directed by a female, which is really cool. And she put out this teaser video of her talking about her dad, who was like a fighter pilot, and how like her whole life she's been wanting to find like the right story to tell the ultimate fighter pilot story, which is a bold claim. And then she like takes off her roller skates and like puts them in her car and suits up into like a flight jacket. And it's like, what is this? This is gonna be crazy. So I'm super stoked for Rogue Squadron. I'm guessing we're gonna see Wedge. We have to see Wedge, right? It's got to be the story of Wedge. And next up we've got Ahsoka. Who's stoked for us? If you're stoked for Ahsoka, leave a thumb. Leave that thumbs up, please. Also, Buckethead. But yeah, if Ahsoka series, and that's all they said. All they said was she's getting a series. She's getting her own series. Cool, enjoy it. I don't know what to do with that, but I'm happy. I'm so happy with that. Hello. Hi there. Can I? That's what I wanted to do. So much better. Now we have the better camera on. So the Ahsoka Show, all we know is that we're getting an Ahsoka Show. That's really all we know so far. So is it I Spy Rebels? That'd be cool. Rangers of the New Republic. That sounds so awesome. It's in Ahsoka and Rangers of the New Republic are going to be set in the same period as Mando. So Mandalorian, all of this is post. And they also said it's post Return of the Jedi, but they also said they're going to intertwine and come to like some big event. My guess is Thrawn. I'm guessing we're going to get a whole lot of Thrawn. We talked about Andor. I'm not going to mention Willow or Indiana Jones. We talked about Bad Batch. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Man. That one, they didn't really show us much, but we know Hayden Christensen's coming back. They let us know that Hayden Christensen is coming back. And on, I forget which website it was. It might have been like a Disney news. There's some news site that mentioned under the blurb for Obi-Wan Kenobi that Hayden Christensen is coming back, which they said during the presentation. But the wording is it's set to be a rematch. And it's set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So that just gets me thinking, at this point, Hayden Christensen isn't playing Anakin. He's playing Darth Vader. If it's 10 years after, either that or it's flashback. It's Obi-Wan having a flashback to his old days with his old friend. In which case, rematch doesn't seem like the right word. But when they say a rematch, that makes me think that there's some Vader Obi-Wan beef that we never got to see in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. That's crazy. What do you guys think about that? I'm going to give you a minute here. Can't wait for Hayden to be back, right? Right? They're a spinoff to Mandalorian. Yes, they are. They are a spinoff to Mando. So much more Star Wars on the way, and it's going to be great. It really is. It really, really is. Let's see here. Anything else? Anything else that I'm missing? The question is, what effect do all of the new things from these shows have on the products in Galaxy's Edge? Krennic66 with asking the real questions. I'm sure there will be crossover. If we were seeing Mando stuff show up, like the child, Grogu, even though the tag says the child, right? Weird. I wonder if they'll change that. But I'm sure Doc Ondar will get new items in his shop that have to do with these shows. I just have a feeling. Underscore says, I think flashback, right? Doesn't that seem like... Because they didn't say he's playing Darth Vader. They said he'll return as Anakin. And I think that was very specific wording. I'm sorry I'm late. Is Dano appearing as Mubo in the Droid Story show? That would be crazy. That'd be cool, though. I'm down. If anybody's watching from Star Wars or Lucasfilm, I'm down. Even if I'm just an extra in the background, I'm down. Hayden is playing Darth... Now, I think the wording was Anakin. Or did they say Darth... They might have said Darth Vader. I don't remember. It's been a long day. It also says they're working with each other, which to me says flashback. Right? Here's an interesting point. They cannot... Vader mentioned in episode 4 he hasn't felt Obi's presence for a long time. But what does a long time mean? If you ask my kids, a long time's 10 minutes. Are we there yet? Right? So, you know what I'm saying? Could go either way. All right. Let me see. Okay, I think we're down to... What else do we need to talk about? Acolyte. Now, Acolyte is going to be a show from a Sith perspective. The Sith are getting their own show. Sith Acolyte. And it takes place at the end of High Republic, is what I read. The end of High Republic. Is Rogue Squadron going to be animated? No, I think it's live action. Actually, they didn't confirm that. So I can't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's live action. I'm like 99% sure it's live action. Is Ranger supposed to be a Cara Dune spinoff? I've heard the rumor of that maybe that's what we'll be seeing set up in these last 2 episodes. I'd be okay with that, but really, I want more than that. I want a little bit. I want more than just a Cara Dune spinoff. I like Cara Dune, okay, but I don't think she should get her whole show She's not solid enough of a character to give her. I mean, we could see it, and I'd be down. But I don't think Gina Carano is that good of an actress for her own show. She's fine in what little parts she has in Mando. It totally works. I'm good with it. But I think asking for a full show of that is a bit much. There's a reason she's a side character. But if they did it and she was up to the task, I'm there for it. All right. She just joined the New Republic, right? Yeah, no, good point. She got the badge. So very true. But Sith Acolyte. Man. I'm stoked on that. I'm stoked. Whatever it is, I'm stoked on it. What do we got here from Don? Calcas says, ended up a badass Jedi. I'd love to see him into canon. Maybe tonight. All right. I think we're done with looking at all the news from today, right? Let's jump